Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another stream. We are going to go ahead and map out today's pre-market. Today is Friday in the markets. This has been a real volatile week since we had a lot of earnings plays that happened this week. We had Meta, we had Amazon, Apple, Coin. What else? I'm trying to think of some other things that we had. Google, SoFi. So a lot of opportunities were taken this week in trading. So let's go ahead and let's start with us mapping things out, and then I'll let you guys know how tomorrow went. But let's go ahead and map out this morning. This morning's to watch list. So a few things I already have in mind. Amazon provided earnings yesterday. Apple. Then after that, I'll be looking at Nvidia, AMD, Google, Tesla, and Baba. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with Apple. I've already started to go ahead and take a look at this. Apple had its earnings yesterday, and in Apple's earnings, nonetheless, I haven't got into the report, but right after earnings, we can see right where these white lines is. Apple went ahead and gapped up. So obviously, it was some good news that happened. So it's something to account for. So it's crazy because I bought Apple on the swing play right here. Imagine if I would have had this option out all the way to the end of the year. This thing would have printed me some money, but that's okay. So Apple, nonetheless, right? Apple went ahead and gapped up for the most part. Its earnings report came out. We went ahead and we got to a new set of all-time highs, right? And let's go back to Apple's order book. Just want to make sure I'm getting this right. We got to a whole new set of all-time highs. Then when we look on the monthly, we can, oh man, we even have a level all the way up here. So let's highlight this level at R1 on the monthly chart. I'm not sure if we get to this level today. It's possible. It's 284. So we're gonna go ahead and this would be a yellow line that'll be our target. But we can see here for the month of October, right? Apple has basically pushed higher. We got this wick in the bottom that's showing the buyers are in play, pushing it higher. So even when it fell, the buyers came and stepped back up within the month. We did get a little small resistance right up here around 272. But wow, yeah, just look how that level even played a part right here. Just look at that. You see how I found this R1 on the monthly and we hit it right to it in the after hours. So that is insane. When you find your levels, man, these things really help you out to gauge where this market is going to go. So we already got to this level up here in the after hours, right? So it's something to account for, but the buyers are in play. When we go ahead and look at the weekly, we can see here that we are continuing to get this push, but you see how we got wicks on 1 week, the week of 1024, then this week of 1030, we got this wick here. So there is shorts that are in play. There are people who are selling the stock, but buyers are just more so in control. So we need to be aware of those sellers that take play intraday, right? So then now going to the daily, this is something similar to what I saw with AMD a few days ago, is that this could be a sign of reversal or a sign of continuation. We need to see how this thing plays out. We got dojis, and you're going to see why I have this box here in a few minutes. We have dojis, which is basically a little small body and sticks and basically a stick above and a stick below, which means it's kind of caught in between the buyers and sellers. The same thing happened yesterday, caught in between buyers and sellers. But once the earnings report came out, buyers took full control and pushed this stock. If you go ahead and look at the right side of my screen, push this stock all the way up to this 284.95. All right. One second. All righty. So we can see this strong push up. Now we're going to go ahead and look at intraday. So let's go to the 4-hour chart. So the reason why I have this here, and this shows better on the 1-hour chart, we can see that Apple consolidated here for about 1, 2, 3, around 3 to 4 days, because on the 4th day we kind of got above here, but you can see this wick where we came and tested here again. So this was a consolidation area, a real important area to highlight, right? So this was an important area to keep in mind of. And we went ahead, got above it, once again pushed up to all-time high territory. Let's go ahead and mark this level just in case Apple wants to. Sorry, I think I had like a little small burp. Just in case Apple wants to go higher today, we want to make sure that we dot our I's, cross our T's, right? So we have R3. We're practically above our levels at this point. So when we are seeing Apple, this was a consolidation. We went ahead and pushed higher to almost 285. And then we got this strong rejection that pulled us down. And then on the 4-hour, we can see how we're basically red right now. But it's still in a doji form. There's no commitment in terms of are we going to, buy today or sell today. But what we do know is that on the 4-hour, we are slightly changing. We are slightly trading under VWAP. But we're still trading above the 9, the 20, the 50, the 200. So bull case still intact. But with the fact that we're under VWAP with this rejection, and if we go on the weekly chart, we're starting to see these wicks, right? This could be a sell the news event today. It's a possibility for that. But we have to watch out for quick buys that want to push the stock up. Nonetheless, we do have this slight resistance that could play a part today. So we gotta be We gotta be patient and wait for our opportunities. So now let's go ahead and look at the 1-hour chart. And you guys are going to see what I'm talking about here. We have this resistance point right here. Another resistance point right here. So we were rejecting this 269, practically 270, 2 times already in the same day, right? And then we even started to struggle to break this level a few times, right? And mind you, this is an R1 to level right here. So that's why I even have that. It's an R1 level. I'm trying to fix this so we get right to the penny on that. So we struggled to break through this R1 on the 1-hour chart a few times, and we just consolidated in this range. You can see down here is yesterday's low. So, and then we kind of double bottom or triple bottom, quadruple bottom. See how we off this pin, we bounced. Then you're going to see it again off this pin right here. And this is what you guys have to identify. Trading can be tedious, but doing this extra work really helps you out on intraday. Look how the buying stayed stable, basically. It's hard for me to see the price, but roughly at around 268. Around 268, buying just continued to just play its part. So now what we see on the 1-hour chart is that right here, we got some resistance, right? So this is this next box that I have here. And this is something that we're just using for today, right? We got some resistance right here. Then after we get inside, we get resistance. Resistance right here, right? Because now we're in the box, but it still fell. We come up here to pre-market, to roughly pre-market high that's right here, and then rejected. So this area is a slight resistance area because we're seeing wicks. We're seeing the push down, right, on these candles. So this could insinuate either we're going to break these levels and go higher, which we possibly can, right, or we're going to continue to sell off. Oh, well, not continue, but we will go ahead and sell off. So when we're talking about Apple has already rolled over the 9. It's under VWAP currently, but the 20-day moving average is kind of keeping things stabilized. We're still above the 50, still above the 200. So there's still reasons to think that the stock will go up, right? So we got to be mindful of what could possibly happen. But we can see here that we more so have a body towards the sell side than we have any body towards the buy side. And by body, we're talking about the actual candle and seeing that there's, this was more of a flush than anything else that we're seeing. So it's not to say to lean towards the sell side, but something to be aware of. We're still above certain moving averages that can push the stock up. So we might channel in between here. We might channel in between 278 and 269. So we might go ahead and ricochet here. But if we get a clean move down, then we can take advantage of that. And this could be trading back inside yesterday's range, because right now we're trading above yesterday's range. So either we're going to trade back into yesterday's range, hold support right around here, because we also had R2, R1, push to R3 and get to 282, 283. So we're going to see. Now, when we're looking at news, we got price target that's raised to 300 on Apple. All right. Then we have Daniel Ives pounds the table on Apple stock, lifts price target to 320. All right, so positive there. There is a little bit of negative news. Apple gets a hold from Oppenheimer from Oppenheimer. So Oppenheimer, I think, is a hedge fund. They're basically saying that they should just hold on to Apple for right now. There's no upgrade. There's another Rosenblatt Securities. They also keep Apple at a hold. Let's see, Apple Target. Here's what's worth streaming in November. Okay, so maybe their streaming platform on Apple did good. Tim Cook reveals Apple's ad business quickly set a record. So that means if their ad business set a record, so they're probably seeing some profit out of there. Let's see, Apple rallies around 20%. So, nonetheless, there is news about Apple. Now, what is going to be the reaction, right? Our job is to trade the reaction off of this news. So, I think with a lot of good news, like I said, this could be a sell the news thing, or this can be, hey, we're at all-time highs. Let's keep this thing going, and let's push the price higher. So, we're going to see. Right now, when we look at the level 2 right here on this screen, we got slightly some more sellers. It seems like the buying could be a bit more consistent. We got large orders on the sell side, but I'm also looking at 200, 400. So some type of consistency here on the buy side. You see how the buys are kind of stepping up a bit. We're not seeing much consistency on the sell side. If I was to look on the ladder, let's see if we got big lot sizes. Yeah, we got 2,000 lot size at 276. We also got I think a 6,000 lot size at 276 flat. Another 2,000 lot size at 275. So we got some heavy buyers down here at around 275 to 276. All right. And then when we're looking at sellers, we got a lot size of 277 at 1,000. Another 277 seller at 2,000. So we got also some decent size of sellers as well, but it seems like the buyers are pretty much present today. So we got to go ahead and watch out for those. All right. And maybe we could take advantage. Remember, our job is not to lean or sway one way of being short or being long. Whichever way, we got to be able to trade both ways. All right. So looking at the order book on Apple right now, let me refresh it. We have buyers at 276. So we got some strong buyers at 276, but we do got some sellers at 278. But remember, see how this 278, this area is resistance. So we need to go ahead and watch out for that and see what is the strength level. Are we going to get above that? Are we, just how is this thing going to go ahead and play around? So as always, we're just going to take our time when market opens. Not only take our time, we're going to manage our risk appropriately and wait for the opportunities to then load up if we can. All right. If I look on other levels of the order book, there's a lot of sellers. There's a lot of sellers compared to buyers. We do have a large buyer at 276, but 285, we get up here, we could run into some resistance. So we could easily go ahead, shoot up, and meet these sellers today. I'm not sure if we will go ahead and sell off right at the open, but we could go ahead and meet these sellers right there. So something to account for, right? But nonetheless, there are sellers, so we're going to once again see how things play out. Apple is on the list. This is a go, so let's go ahead and mark this up. Meta was a great trade to yesterday. I'll give a little breakdown on that, maybe in a video this week on how that played. But Meta was a great trade, great hold by me on that trade on Meta. Loved that one. Ended up coming out with about $800 on that trade. So that was nice. I was down 1,000, but I didn't let it shake me out. It's all about thesis. I think that trade was really good just because of my market experience, but I'll break that down on what I saw there. Right. So nice. Apple is good to go. The next one we have is going to be Amazon. Amazon had earnings yesterday. Amazon soared. I don't even know what to say about Amazon, man. Like, Amazon did its thing. It really did. It really did go ahead and do its thing. So Amazon above this, I don't even think this box even matters at this point. Oh well, it kind of does still. It kind of does. So let me go ahead. I don't think I need this level at 220 at this point. We're all the way at like 252. But you know what? I'm gonna keep it because I can still see it on the graph. So let's 283.85. Okay. Okay, Amazon. Amazon is just doing amazing things right now. Right. Highs and lows of the pre-market. Let's find a high volume candle. This is gonna be an easy find because we're gonna see at least 1 million shares traded, and right there, 1 million shares traded on Amazon right here on this candle. We definitely want to highlight that because people stepped up around here. Alrighty. So let's start off with the monthly, right? Monthly on Amazon, we were kind of indecisive. You know, you can see here to wick at the top, a wick at the bottom. You know, the bull trend was still intact though. We were above the 9, we were above the 20, or a lot of these moving averages. So the bull narrative was still here. Even with last week's issue with AWS, you know, Amazon has done layoffs, and people think that with layoffs, because I thought this way, that would go ahead and push the stock down, but that actually may push the stock up because now when you have layoffs, then now the company saves more money. It sucks for the people. Is it morally right? Is it ethical? That's not really my, it's not my place to go ahead and really speak on that on this platform. But nonetheless, it does help the company, and it makes sense, to go ahead and cut costs. Now you're able to preserve some capital, and you can go ahead and put that money elsewhere. There was a large lot size for 11,000 on the buy side, so I'll definitely watch Amazon today. But nonetheless, and these things we got to put into play in terms of how is the market or how are these stocks going to behave, right? If people feel confident in something, they're going to keep buying something. If they feel less confident, they're going to sell it. Even if they have a stake in it, even if they have some shares in there, some money wrapped up in that stock, and it's outperforming, it could be a Mag 7. It does not matter. If there's fear, they will sell. But if there's positive news around it, positive sentiment around it, overall markets are good, everything is shooting up, the stock is going to go ahead and go up. It does not care about how we feel. So even with seeing all of this on the monthly, it looked just pretty choppy, but we had so much buying that took place over the course of a few months, and we've just been holding on to this trend. So it made sense in a way. It made sense. We just got to go ahead and think that it makes sense. We can see here on the weekly, we did get this rejection, but all of this is voided now. Why is all of this voided now? It's all voided because the stock has shot up. It shot up and it beat all of this. So it's either going to come back to all of these to levels right here, 242, 238, 232. It's either going to come back in here or the stock is going to go ahead and continue to break higher. So, on the weekly, we're above the 9, above the 20, above VWAP. Above the 9, above the 20, above the 50 and 200. You really don't see the VWAP on the daily chart. You see it more so intraday. So then I'm going to explain this box to you. So just give me a moment on that one. Alrighty. So same thing that we have here above the 200 on the daily chart. We did fall quite a bit in yesterday's trading on Amazon, but that did not matter once again because once earnings came, it left this and got to a whole new price area. All right. Let's see. Are there even levels up there for us to highlight? There's not really any levels for us to highlight up there right now. So going back to the daily chart, I'm going to explain this in a smaller time frame. This box, you can see here that we have resistance, right? And you can see here from this resistance, we just began to sell off. Just look how this box just played a part. You see how we got this resistance here, then we came up here, fell, came in here again, right here, sell. So this area was a clear resistance that is now turning into some type of support. So let's go on the 4-hour chart. It's a lot of sellers on Amazon though. It's a lot of sellers. Alrighty. So when we're looking at Amazon 4-hour chart, okay, that's what I'm looking for. Just look how he just, man, that 200 day. It fell right to the 200 and smoked everything else. Just ran up. So that's what we're seeing there. And then you can even see this resistance right here. You see how we hit this point, but we're going to see where the top of this rectangle is coming from. We're going to see that shortly, right? But just look at basically everything that's going on. We went ahead and pushed higher. Some indecision candles, unsure of its next move, but the wicks are still more so pushing higher than that. We got this candle right here on the 4-hour chart that's still going ahead and pushing higher. So on to the 1-hour chart. You see how we got this resistance right here. I don't think we need to highlight anything or draw any boxes right here. What I do see here is that we did double bottom right here, to be honest. So, you know what, I will draw a small little box here. It's nothing major. This is not something that I want to go ahead and lean on too much, or maybe I might, like, who knows? It all depends, but it's something to highlight here, right? Because we held this area in the pre-market. We went ahead and held these 2 wicks, right? We're holding above this thing is strong. This thing is strong. If it does break below and turn over, yeah. But on the 4-hour chart, we're above VWAP, all moving averages. On the 1 hour, we're above VWAP, all moving averages. We went ahead and slightly double bottomed here, held on to this, and even held on to this right here, especially being at all-time highs. So this is kind of key to go ahead and highlight. And then when we look at this box right here, I want to go ahead and zoom out a bit. See the top of this line right here? We went ahead, dropped down a few either days ago or weeks ago, because this was what, September 9th. So on September 9th, we hit it and came right back up. That's what happened at the top of that box. And that was basically an all-time high. We can see here we tapped this level a few times. We came here, tapped here, bounced back up, but then went ahead and broke through. We came here, had some resistance, fell harshly, because we came from basically 233 all the way to 226. We broke through this area again, but still fell. The next trading day after that, we come to this area, sell. We come to this area, sell. And then now we're not really there for some time. And then, hold up, I got you. We come back here again and sell. So the fact that we broke through this is really, really important, really key. Okay? On the 4-hour chart, once again, you can see the top of this box fall, and then we get to 239, almost getting near its previous all-time highs, which was at 239. Oh, 240. 240. My apologies. Almost getting there to 240. So this is where, these things become really important to highlight, man. Very, very important to highlight. So Amazon is continuing to push higher. We're at 250, 390. Psychologically, if you're looking for whole numbers, Amazon could maybe push to 260, especially with how we're holding on to, this double bottom right here. Like, it's just holding some support. We definitely have support. News-wise, let's see. Notable, we got some price targets to 305 from 298. So high price targets. Amazon stock on track for a new record. What's so good about its earnings report? So let's kind of see this article a bit. For the September quarter, the company reported adjusted earnings per share $1.95 compared to Wall Street consensus estimates of $1.57. Okay, they're about roughly over 25 cents above Street's estimates. According to Facts said the earnings included investment gains from AI startup Anthropic. Revenue came in at $180.2 billion, which was ahead of analysis expectations of $177.9 billion. Revenue for Amazon closely watched closely watched cloud unit, AWS. That was the issue last week, was 33 billion versus 32 billion. So they're making money off of his servers. Amazon said revenue for the current quarter would be between 206 billion to 213 billion versus 208 billion average. So they beat across the board. Like nonetheless, I don't have to read all of this, but they beat across the board. This can also be a sell the news kind of thing too. So you got to watch out for that. You know, this can also be a sell the news. Let's see, bounce, fell. So I'm gonna put a little rectangle right here, right? And you're gonna see why I'm putting this. You're gonna see why. You just gotta dot our I's and cross our T's. Now the reason why I'm saying that is that we did double top a little bit. We came here. Hold up. There is resistance right up here. So that is something to highlight. Sold off. Came here. Sold off. And then now, because you could easily think that this thing is going to go ahead and shoot up higher. And then now we're getting right in this zone. So this zone, there's some resistance right here. So we need to watch out for that. This is something that needs to be watched out for. It needs to be accounted for. But nonetheless, we get above here, we're headed to the moon. You know, regardless, we did double bottom here. You know, we held above there. So this is just called dotting your I's and crossing your T's. So that's all I'm doing. All righty. We're looking good. We are looking good. We are looking good, looking good, looking good. All right, so Amazon on the list. Let's go ahead and mark this up. Oh, well, it's already marked up. But let's go ahead and add this to the trading desk. Boom, Amazon. You just have to watch this because it's kind of caught in between of a slight resistance and a heavier support. When we are looking at the level 2 on Amazon, a lot of buyers, which we can easily tell. There's just a lot of buyers right here. We do have some heavy sellers. If we was to go into the ladder and try to look at this more in depth, we got a 4,000 lot size of sellers at 253.50 around there. We got a lot of sellers, man, and I said that on the order book. There's a lot of sellers. It's really not that many buyers, but there is buying activity. So watch out for that. Oh yeah, we just got a lot size at 15,000 at a 253 flat. Yeah, look at that. That's a large seller. But we want to see other. That's a large buyer right there. Let me see if I can screenshot this. Ugh. I'm gonna try to screenshot this. Okay, yeah, I got it. And this is gonna be something I want to go ahead and notate. And we're going to talk about this in a video I make. So let's not worry about that. Okay, no. Command Z. All right, boom. Something to highlight there. So we're going to talk about this at a later time. Let's see. Yep. All righty. So you guys saw that lot size. That was a heavy to lot size at 253. That's a buyer right there, but there's no one following up. We're not seeing any other heavy lot sizes. If we did, then, yeah, this thing could go ahead and continue higher. Amazon earnings, bro. Yep. So we're watching Amazon up to right now. Yeah, bro, I wanted to show you the trade on, oh, yeah, let me say good morning to you first, Josh. Yeah, bro, good morning to you, man. Amazon earnings, Apple earnings. I did catch that trade on Meta. So let me go ahead and minimize this screen real quick. Let's go to, and this is just And a lot of this, bro, is market experience, man. I want to go ahead and show you this. Oh man, what did I just do? Okay. So Amazon. So you remember when I drew this box here, and there was a lot of support. So this is also like help for you. And as I mentioned, this just comes with market experience, bro. Is that we knew that this was a buy zone. So just go ahead and look at this screenshot. Even though I was down $1,000, I looked at this and I said I'm gonna have to hold this. And I remember saying that I might have to hold this for the rest of the day. If we did go ahead and break through this 650.17, it might be small on your screen. I'm not sure. I would have gotten out the trade, but something told me, and something just told me, I said I have to hold on to this. Meta is a stock that really moves heavily. So go ahead and look, and this is the next screenshot. Just look what Meta did after that. It got right back into this next purple box. Let's just call it that. I got right here into its next bracket, going from basically 650 and change all the way back to 674. And that's what I was saying, is that this was already $100 sell-off from previous day. And then I closed out the day $873. And then this is a good picture of what happened here. So, in trading, you got to have that grit, right? You got to have that grit in order to take these kind of plays. You got to sit inside some red. It's uncomfortable. But, stick to your strategy, stick to what works for you, and do what you got to do. All right? Yep, 674, bro. So we can't, and that's exactly why I held it. I knew, I was like, oh, man, it's just not going to be pretty. But we went ahead and pushed up, bro. So then now we're going to go ahead and look at today, and that's why we highlight these areas, right? Why do I have this box right here? Because we got a strong sell candle right here, but we're not going to see that clearly right there. We're going to see it clearly here on this 5-minute on Amazon, right? Because we could easily think that Amazon is going to go ahead and shoot up. But we have to pay attention to what's going on in the all-time high areas. You see how we sold off down here? We came back up, rejected, fell again. Then now, to watch this, then as we get closer to market open, what happened? We get closer here, and then we start to sell off again. Now, this doesn't mean that it's going to sell off, but it's giving us an edge, right, to see, are we going, like there's a possibility that it could sell off. Why do I have this purple box here? Just look at, we bounced from right here a few times, right? And even to be even safer, just look how we held this right here 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. We held this thing 4 times, and then after that, we went ahead and held here 2 times. Now, where does the top of this rectangle come from? The top of this rectangle, I got it from somewhere, and I think it's from the 1-hour chart. It's R3. You see R3? That's right here. So that's where I just aligned it to. I just aligned it to R3, and then it started to hold above these two, because these two candles, this red and white candle, right? They still went ahead, and I can move this up a bit, but it's all right. I don't got to. Nonetheless, because I'm only gonna move it up by a few cents. Then now we held above here. So just think about this, man. If we do sell off, and this goes the same thing for Apple. This thing could go ahead, and this could be a sell the news event. The news already came out. So you could just play this strategy. It's a sell the news event. We got some resistance right here. We go ahead and wait a little bit. We see some strength. If we break this box, which we see that there was major support here, so we break this support, yeah, we take it down to all of these levels, 242, 238. And if it wants to get down to this next box right here, then we could take it down there to 234. And this could be about, a $15 drop. I'm not sure if that's going to happen today. I don't know. But there's a possibility of that. If we do want to grind higher, then you know what? We could go ahead and take it long. It beats here, then maybe we could shoot for 260. All right? So that is trading on that. Okay. And then, yeah, there's buyers, man. There's definitely buyers here on Amazon. The buyers are starting to stack a bit, so we just got to be aware of that. But once I took a look at the ladder, I didn't really see much buying going on. We got some heavy size at 251, but I want to see more consistency in terms of large size. We see that we got 5,400 right here. Then now, okay, so now we got 3,000 at 251. So some consistency might roll in. Looking at Amazon on my other order book right here, 252. It's at the 252 price area. There are heavy buyers, but when I zoom out, right, and I know you can't see this screen, so and for me to pull it over is a whole lot, but I'll go over this one of these days as well. We got a lot of we got heavy sellers. We got some heavy sellers, and there was a lot of sellers too. So this is why this thing is selling, because a few minutes ago when I was looking at the order book, it was so many sellers up here, so many. So with all of those sellers, then now we got a heavy seller at 255. So this thing could easily drop, man. And just look how I got this box right here, and just look what's happening. Like we're seeing the rejection. So once again, this could be a sell the news moment. I don't want us to ever think, because I used to think this way, that we know what's going to happen next. We have no idea what's going to happen next. Even with the perfect market assessment, just the market assessment gives us an edge, right? So I do see some sellers there. But we also got buyers at 250 all the way to at 250.65 all the way to 250 flat. And the buyers are trying to step up. Part of me thinks that they're going to get smoked. But, we're just going to try to take the right side of the trade. So this is going to be on the list. Yeah, bro. Completely insane. Completely. All right. So Amazon. Oops. This was supposed to be Apple down here. I kind of like Amazon a little bit more. So I'm going to put Amazon on this bottom list because I look at the bottom screen a little bit more. I like Amazon a little bit more than Apple. I think Apple's going to be a good mover, though. We do have some resistance up here. And then we also still got some support right around here, trading above yesterday's high. So, all right. Market's about to open up in just about 4 minutes. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. I'm all aligned. I like to have a third stock to watch. So my third stock today, I'm gonna make that Nvidia. I'm not really gonna. I don't think I have too much time to map this thing out. I do have some boxes that I already drew previously, so I'm just gonna use this. I'm gonna use this as my edge. This probably won't be my main focus today, to be honest. Probably we won't, because we got two other great stocks that are in play. Let me make sure I have these right ones. So when we're looking at Nvidia, trying to find a pre-market low. Pre-market low is right here. So we're trading in between these boxes that I had the other day, which was support and then resistance. So, and then we're at resistance. So this is just kind of an easy one for me to go ahead and take a look at. Let's go ahead and let's find a high volume candle. This is going to be an easy find. I'm skimming through this pretty fast because the market is legit about to open up. All right, so we got 1.2 million shares traded right at this candle. So we're going to move this orange line right up here. The thing about this, right, is that we're trading below all moving averages. We're trading below VWAP. And then not only that, we're trading below this high volume to level that I just put there. Okay? Yesterday's high was, if I can find yesterday's high, I think, yep, 206.16 right there. Yesterday's low, where's my blue level? Yesterday's low was 201. Oops, did not mean to do that. Yesterday's low was right here, 201.41. All right, so we're trading above yesterday's range. We could go ahead and push up on Nvidia. The pre-market is not the best news. There's not really much going on with chip stocks right now. All the news is going into the earnings plays. So this is just something that I have on my third list here, something for me to watch. Okay. Oops. Why don't I see? Oh, okay, I'll put the wrong ticker. Nvidia. All right. SPY, just going to watch the SPY. SPY is dropping too. So as always, we're going to be patient at market open. We're going to see how things play out. I'll be watching Amazon. Where we at? Amazon. Okay, cool. Market's about to open up in just another 30 seconds. All right, 10 seconds to market open. All right, let's see how this plays out. Remember, just a support down here. That support comes right there on Amazon, so I'm not going to short out the gate, right? We're here to be patient. Read the market first before you make a decision. Nvidia is selling off. Apple might pop. That's what it's looking like it's going to do. See how we're getting into the support area? So we got to go ahead and watch out for that. Buyers might step up right around here a little bit. Yep, let's give it some time. Buyers are stepping up from the order book I'm seeing here. Let's take a look at the level 2, 248, 85, 65, okay? So this is a lot of commotion. You don't want to trade in this. This is a lot of commotion right now. Because this thing could easily change directions. Apple's selling off. We're breaking through pre-market low on Apple. See, look, all the buyers just stepped up on Amazon right there. Kind of want to take Amazon long. We just broke the pre-market low on Apple. But we have a pivot level right here on the 5-minute chart, so I'm not going to just quickly go ahead and sell that. We're looking at getting back into yesterday's range. I like Apple. Where's the price right now? Okay, let's wait for a pullback on Apple. Apple's selling off really aggressively, though. Like, super aggressive. And we got back into yesterday's range. That's nice. All right, I'm probably going to get into Apple soon. But I'd rather get like a little pullback. I like how we left all the S3 levels on the pivots. I like that. But let's give that a little bit more time on Apple. Let's see what's going on. Let me see Apple in the order book. Right. Amazon does have the potential to go ahead and break this support. It does have the potential. See Apple. And then look at the daily. All right, we're going to go short on Apple. All right, I got a stop order there for Apple. I love what I see here on Amazon. Okay, we're breaking through support on Amazon. I'm going to jump in on Amazon at this 247, just one contract. 513, we're going to put a stop order at 4. At 4 is good. All right. I want to see Amazon leave all the S levels. I want to see that. I'm not adding it to Apple just yet. I'm gonna let I'm gonna let Apple go ahead and do its thing. I'm really kind of I'm leaning more so on Amazon right now because I like how we just broke through the support. If we could go ahead and break through S3 on this pivot level, this is a nice trade. And then let me see, do I have a level? We could probably take it down to 242. Like I said, this could be a sell the news where we could at least get to this key level at 242. So I'm gonna be patient for that move. Apple has already made a good move down already, so I'm not sure how that looks for me on Apple. See, Amazon 243 is a target for sure. Oh, Apple is just nice. I can't really add into Apple though. Like I've already made. Oh, I could get right back into this bracket, and the daily is just showing a lot of confidence that this thing wants to sell off. Probably get right in here. Okay, I'm probably gonna get stopped out on Amazon possibly. Yep, because we held on to the support. Yep, you see how we held on to the support on Amazon? Yeah. It's cool though. Apple is saving me a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna get stopped out possibly on Amazon. It held on to the support greatly. Yep, I got stopped out. That's fine. Yeah, just look how we held on to that. I think Apple could get down to 270. Trying to take Apple right to the zone right here. Yeah, bro. Sorry, I was short on both. I was short on both Amazon and Apple. It normally doesn't work like that. But you see this zone? That's exactly what I could add right now. I could really add, and I'm probably going to. Let's see. I got one. I don't want to be foolish now. All right. I'm going to add on Apple. It was a pretty aggressive ad. But I'm gonna try to take this thing down to the zone that I have here. I'm gonna trust my hard work on that one, and then we're gonna be patient for that. Right now, my average cost on Apple is 446. I wanted to get inside this zone, even probably get to yesterday's low. Yep, and we're printing. Yep, we're printing. Oh, this thing might find some support right here. We might find some support. I want us to get in there a little bit more though. The momentum is there. Yep, the momentum is there. There we go. There we go. It's not time to get out yet. There we go. Sell one. Sell two. All right. Come on. I'm not trying to keep too many contracts. I got 2 contracts left. I like how we got into that zone. I'm gonna sell one more contract. I feel like that needs to be a quick trade. I'm gonna move my stop to 446. That's where my entry is at. Boom. Nice. Great trade. I'm up with 198. Apple was nice. And I got one contract left. My open P&L on that is $86. And it's Friday, so I'm not going to try to go ahead and go hard like that today. It is Friday. I always decide the strike that is within the I always decide the strike that is within the price area. So that's how I go ahead and decide that, bro. So you see how the price for Amazon is 249. I'm going for either 250 or 247. A 249, a 247 or 250. I'm not going in 260. I'm not doing that. I'm staying within this bracket because this is where you're gonna make the most money. So always keep your strike within where the price is at. I'm still holding on to Apple. I have a stop at 450. My entry was 446, so worst come to worst, it just goes ahead and stops me out. But nonetheless, I went ahead. I don't want to quit people. Nonetheless, I realized 198 today. And this thing looking like it can still drop. Amazon looks a little funky. It looks a little funky right now with Amazon because we sold off greatly. I got in short, but it just looks a little funky. It doesn't look the best. I feel like Amazon would kick gear at some point. Right now, it's in a support area, so I would like Amazon to continue high from what I've seen. Cause look, like it's in a support area, but if this thing does go ahead and break, I mean, I'm shorting that thing too. Yeah, like it's either I'm slightly out of the money or I'm slightly in the money. Yep. Because this right here, this 247 is an end of money call and put area. So like if we're at 248, I'm gonna take and then if we're at 248 and we're short and like I want to go short, it kind of just depends too because if I get the 250, I'm gonna get more value out of that than I would get the 247. But you could get the 247 for cheap, or what cheaper than the 250. And if it breaks through 247, then now this is out of the money and you make money. So just always, for me, I always stay in between here. I don't really go to the 252, 255. Wherever the price is at, that's where I'm trying to go ahead and get in as a strike. I treat options like shares. I don't treat options like other people do. I really don't know how other people treat their options, but I literally treat them like shares. All right, I'm probably gonna get all out of Apple. The reason why I'm thinking about that, I do want us to see if we can get to this previous low. I do want to see that. Your Oscar was good, bro. Yeah, so I might get out of Apple. Today's Friday, so we're not gonna try to push the gas too much. I got my stop order in, so I should just wait till my stop order gets hit, and then we go from there. The next stock that I am trying to attack is Amazon, so Amazon's probably gonna take me a few minutes. I'm probably gonna have to wait. I'm probably gonna have to wait for Amazon for about 20 minutes. But we're up on the day, so there's no need to go hard like that. We're holding on to my box here, to this purple box. We're holding on to this. So that's why I'm thinking about getting all out and then just taking the profit. But I got a level here on the options chart, and we could probably get to about, because my average cost on this is $4.46. So I do think this thing could probably get to $6. There's a possibility it could get to six. If it stops me out, it stops me out. But I think there's a possibility I could take this option to $6. But we're near my entry on the options chart because we're holding on to this. So I'll see. Nonetheless, it was a great trade on that. Yeah, bro. It's been a great week, man. It's been a great week. This week is something that you got to take advantage of. When you got weeks like this in the market, you got to take advantage of it, man. Earnings, and trading after earnings. I mean, not trading before earnings. That is complete nutcase. But trading after earnings is really good because the news already came out. Apple was a sell the news event. Just look at Apple. I caught this whole move down. That was a sell the news event. Take advantage of that. Walk away. Now I'm looking at Amazon. Amazon, you see how we're under VWAP? This is a good risk to reward scenario right here. I love the risk to reward on Amazon. We're under VWAP. We're holding under VWAP. The only issue I have with Amazon is that we have pivot levels. So this could be a sense of support. And not only that, we are in my purple box area, which this was a support area. So let's take a look at the order book on Amazon, and then let's see how this thing is playing out. I'm probably gonna get stopped out on Apple, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Matter of fact, let me. I was literally about to sell, and come out with about $20 there, but it's coming to my order anyway, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Looking at Amazon. Oh, I'm not looking at Amazon anymore. Hold up. Looking at Amazon on the order book. Or look at Apple. See why? It's a good thing I held on to that. Just look. Now it's starting to drop again. I think I'm gonna get that $6. I think I'm gonna get it on. I do. Amazon, man, the buyers are still there, man. They're pushing it up, but there's resistance at 249 on Amazon. It's heavy resistance too. I think this thing could sell off on Amazon, and we could get through here. So let's short Amazon. We're probably gonna go for a 247 put. I just need a little bit more confirmation before I jump into that. Okay, Apple. I did not like that on Apple. I need Apple to get to yesterday's low, and it could get to yesterday's low. But Apple's looking like it's holding on right here. We're gonna see. Where we at? $42. Yeah. I kind of don't trust Apple to get to that $6 mark. Amazon. Yeah, this is nice on Amazon. Now we're starting to break a little bit. All right, I'm gonna go in light on Amazon with just one contract. I'm short. We're gonna put this at a dollar stop, 5. So let's go 415 or 420. Place order. Then let's see how Amazon does. All right, so my stop got hit on Apple. That's fine. Open P&L. I'm down 43. Okay, yeah. So I'm down on Amazon. Yeah, Amazon is holding on to this. I'm waiting for sellers to come in a little bit more on Amazon to push it through S3, but we're holding on to the support. I like the fact that we're under VWAP though. We're still under VWAP. We are getting some momentum. Sellers are starting to kick in. Nice. If we could break through S3 with some volume, I can add. I like the fact with Amazon we're below, we're below a lot of moving averages. The 9, the 20, 50, VWAP. So it is weak, but unsure if it wants to get through this support area. Okay. Yeah, the buyers just keep stepping up right around here. Apple's taking that reversal. Amazon's a little funky right now. You see how it's holding on to the support? The goal is to probably get to 243, which I think it can, but it's a little funky, and that's a good thing to only go in small size, because you never want to go ahead and put the house on deck like that. Right, we're holding on to this level. I'm seeing Amazon buyers are stepping up again. Yeah, buyers are stepping up again. Yeah. Yeah, we're just holding on to this thing, man. But we're still on the VWAP, so I gotta hold it. Because it's like each time Amazon goes up, the sellers coming shorted. Like each time. So we're gonna channel here for a little while. But whichever way we break, that's where the stock is gonna go. Okay? Probably gonna get stopped out again on Amazon. It's a good chance I'm gonna get stopped out. Because volume's starting to kick in. But the buying volume, I'm looking at my order book, it's not consistent. But that's all right. If you gotta stop me out, stop me out. I got stopped out. All right, I'm still up $87 on the day. I'll take it. All right, let's be patient for the next opportunity. I feel like Amazon is tapping all of that on purpose, just to shake people out. Amazon is literally doing that. It's like shaking people out. Let's wait. Great trade on Apple. A few losses on Amazon. Amazon's starting to go ahead and break out now. This buy zone that I have here, it's not showing the best kind of support that we want to see. It's showing more so resistance than it is showing support. And the reason why I say that, if we take a look at this 2-minute chart down here, right? Just take a look at it. It's just channeling here. And it's just more so, it's like we just get this push. And it's like the minute we go ahead and push even more down, then I can see it to sell off. But nonetheless, this is a support zone, so I'm not going to fight the tape. But right here was buyers. So we could easily probably come back to this resistance area too, so unsure. And that's why we wait. Like I said, I'm already up 87, so that it's another green day. I don't want to end the day red. If I do end the day red, I want a small red. I'm already up on the week, a substantial amount, so it's all right. And then I give you guys a review on how the month of October went for me. But the month of October was solid, man. The month of October was a really solid month. This week was solid, I think this week, if I do the math, 8, 9, I made like 1,800 this week. So I'm not stressing it. Plus that $87, if I walk away, like 19. Yo, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. God bless, bro. Peace. It's the name of the game. Just being patient. Name of the game. Name of the game. Mind you, I already made money, right? So it's nothing to do. This is what they talk about, like sitting on your hands. I'm just sitting on my hands. Apple's showing a great setup for a continuation to get to previous day's low. But the 5 minute is not really. Like, I like the 2 minute. I like this risk to reward under VWAP. Then to now get this push, but this thing can easily bounce off this level. So, and then the 5 minute is still like a doji. So, we're not getting enough conviction there. And then for Amazon's starting to go ahead and build up. Like the build up is definitely starting to happen on Amazon. And maybe this thing could go ahead and go higher. So just got to see. The reason why I'm not jumping into Amazon and I want to take it long, we have an S1 level right here on the 2 minute. That could be resistance. We also have this high volume level that we've been trading under too. That could be some resistance. So I can't take this long right now. I think the short on Amazon is still there. Honestly. But there's a lot of buying going on too. So I like the fact that we did get above VWAP. I like the fact that we consolidated here and that we're starting to break. I just want to be real careful with my next entry. The 5 minute candle is starting to go ahead and pick up. I like what I'm seeing on Apple though. See what I mean about Amazon? The buying is not really there. Like right now, we're just in this channel in the S range. But man, once we break this S range, this thing is gonna fall. Oh well, if we break it towards the downside, it's gonna fall. If we break it towards the upside, it's gonna go up. So I think Amazon is really dealing with a lot of commotion right now. And this is why I didn't want to short Apple. It was interesting, but I didn't want to short it because I had a feeling that this level, this purple line right here was going to hold and probably take another move higher. I like the risk to reward setup again on Amazon, but we're still trading above pre-market low, which is this white dotted line. One of the most important things when it comes to this thing is just staying calm. Like I said, this thing just comes with experience, man. Not letting the money just create fear. If anything, all of this is just opportunity. So it's a mindset thing. But it takes time, Like I said, when I first started, I was a maniac too. Taking big losses after big losses, Wasn't able to manage my risk. I was a hot mess, man. But then you learn. Right now I'm looking at the level 2 we're not really seeing much out of this level two right now. Amazon, Amazon is just stuck. But I'm telling you, if it does, pick a direction today, it's gonna be a nice move, man. Towards the top side or bottom side. Keep getting into 50 cents. I'm starting to like. I'm starting to notice that. I'm going back to my short idea for Amazon because I'm looking at the level two. We keep getting to 248.50. Then now, yeah, this is starting to become very, very interesting. Okay, still can't take that trade. Apple looks really good for a continuation on the short side. But Apple probably went ahead and bottomed out already. So I think Apple could cause a trap, like a bear trap if you was to short it too at the same time. If anything, Amazon looks really good though. I just don't want to. Yeah, I gotta take this trade because I'm just watching the level two. I'm back in. I'm back in. 360. 360 needs to be my next. I could really keep this stop a little tight, to be honest. But all right, let's see how this goes for me. Let's see how this goes for your boy. Cause I'm seeing the level two just drop. That's why I got in. I'm looking at the level two, and it just keeps dropping. But every time it drops, for some reason, buyers keep stepping back up. So this thing is causing some chop, man. This is how you get caught in chop. But I felt like I had to take that trade, though. And that's just one contract. Just one contract, man. Yeah, bro, staying calm, bro. It's the hardest thing to do. Like it really is, bro. It's just the hardest thing to do. But I think after some time, bro, it gets easier, bro. Not gonna lie. And to be honest too, one of the best ways to stay calm is position sizing. Not gonna lie, man. You just can't go in too heavy. You see, I'm in just one contract, so I made almost 300. I lost a buck 50. I'm down to 87 bucks, but not anymore because I'm in a position. But I was down to 87, and it's just incremental. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to go in so heavy. Like that is what causes the inflamed emotions. You know, you don't want to overplay your hand. There's no need to. There's no need to overplay your hand, bro. All right, short started coming again on Amazon. Ooh, man, it's so freaking early. Shit. Shorts are starting to come in. We just need this thing to get below this purple box, man. Possibly take this thing to 245. I would love if we could take it to 245. I would really love that. Okay. Volume is kicking in, but each time we get down here, we buy. Each time. The one thing I've learned with Amazon is that Amazon takes a while to go short. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here for a little while. I like the pattern. You see how we get the moving averages to then start to flow down. The nine is starting to cross the VWAP. All of this is starting to just break down a little bit on the 5 minute. So the 5 minute, we're starting to see something nice. But buyers can easily step up. I'm always aware of the buy that can happen. I never want to overthink. Oh well, I never want to be too confident in my position. But it looks good. It looks good for a continuation down. It does look good. SPY selling off, so that might help. Right. I'll be right back. Let me go ahead and go grab a banana or something while this thing plays out. I'll be right back, bro. We're gonna watch this play out. I got a stop order in place, so I'm not really too worried about it. Be right back. All right, bro. I'm back. Alrighty. Let's see. I thought I had a banana. I didn't. All right. Let's see how this thing plays out. We got orders at 270, at 247 flat. I like that. We're starting to break below. This is good. I'm loving the breakdown. Okay, now I think I want to jump in for an ad, but I gotta be mindful because, like I said, you see this S3. You gotta be mindful of this. You gotta be mindful of every level that you see, because it be that odd buyer with some deep pockets that go ahead and they go ahead and push the price. Then you see how we got the 50-day moving average right here at 245. So I gotta hurry up and add into this. So I just added, and I'm gonna try to take this to 245. But as soon as we get here, I'm selling. Probably wasn't the best ad. Like I said, we got this level right here, man. So it's tough. But on the 30-minute chart, we have a 50-day moving average. Oh, there we go. I probably got in too soon. But it might work. It might work. It might work. It might not. And you know what? I literally just said it too. I said, watch out for every level that you see and look at the pullback. So even if we go in my direction, I'm still kind of not happy with that decision that I made to jump in because I needed to wait a little bit. I think I got a little bit too eager because of that 50-day moving average on the 30-minute chart, and it could very well get there, but it could very well get near it, and not even touch it. So tough, 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 tough. Tough, tough, tough. I got the 30-minute chart up because I need to. If we get near 245, I need to get out. I'm probably not gonna see that very well on the 5-minute chart. Oh well, it's all right. I see it. I see it. Let me keep it like this. And this will be my last trade for the day. Like I said, I don't want to push the gas too much, going heavy size. Let's come out with a base hit. Yesterday was 800. I don't got to make another 800 today. To do that, you got to put up, a sizable to risk, and I don't feel comfortable with that, especially on a Friday. I like Apple. I like what Apple's doing. Apple's looking like we could get to yesterday's low. Yeah, I think that's previous day's low. Apple does look like that, but let me not overextend. Let me not overplay my hand. All right, I might add an extra contract into Amazon. So let's take a look at this order book. I definitely like what I'm seeing here. I like the risk to reward to get near 245. Just got to see some more drop offs, some more selling. Nice. I just added one more contract. Could be a bad decision, could be a good decision. The reason why I added because I looked at the order book and and the sellers were just pushing price down. Let's keep our eye on this level too. And if the ask price keep coming into the bid, this thing is gonna keep dropping. The ask is coming into the bid a little bit more. It is. Yep. Yep. All right, we got to 246 and then bounce. We just need to let go of 246. Because we picked a direction, you know what I mean? Like we're trading under this box now, so there's no reason for me to get out this trade. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now I'm getting ready to sell some, but I got to sell some at 245. Not right here. It has to be 245. The goal is not to make chump change. Come on now. Even if you get to 245.90, I just want to see 245. Because we already broke through S3 at this point, right? So, gotta hold it. Gotta hold it. It's tough holding on to these things, but just have to. Right now, I'm looking at time and sales. I want to see us. I want to see us break through 246 and a quarter. You know, like a quarter, 50 cents, $75, right? I want to see this thing get through a quarter. If we could get through a quarter, I feel good. We're already at 30 cents. So 246.30. We just saw that one. We have to get through 246.25. Yeah, 246.25. We need to get through there. Oh, come on now. And sometimes it does that. I'm always aware of the stock market doing something stupid that it's doing right now, where it pulls back up, or off of like a little small little sell off. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. We're not asking for much. Mmm. Oh, wow. Wow. That was the smallest sell off that I've seen. Got this whole move, and we never really got there. Wow. Let's see the 30-minute chart. Yep. You see how I got close, but never quite got there? That's why I said I was even waiting for 245.90. I can't try to take this thing all the way down to 245 and 50 cents that I see right here on the 5 minute on the 30-minute chart. I can't. I can, but I can't. Look, it still looks weak though. Still looks weak. Here's my stop. I take the loss. I get out. Call it. Right now, there's no buyers right now. And in order to sell the stock, we need to have people to sell it to. And there's no buyers that I'm seeing on the order book. The price is still dropping though, but I'm not seeing any buyers. Yeah, man, this thing's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. We're right back in the support area. Now the odds of us continuing to sell off, kind of slim. Kind of. I was trying to get us down to 245, but even this sell candle, I'm not too confident in that. If it does sell off, it's gonna be a grind down. This thing is selling off very slow. I don't like that. But I like the fact that we're still trading under this box, right? So we already broke its support. Let's see. Are we gonna get the 245 now? Are we gonna get the 245 now? Come on. Yeah, the buyers are holding this. I'm looking at the order book, man. They're kind of holding this. We're at 246 and 60 cents, man. There we go. Come on. We just have to get through this 21 cents and get to 245. We're not asking for much, right? I see buyers at 246 flat. I got to get ready to sell. Giving this thing another shot. Oh, my freaking goodness. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, man. See the oddball that this thing is playing? So odd. And it's crazy. Like, the market makers, they see it too. They see exactly what I'm seeing. But they just don't want to give it up. Or they're just going to fake people out. But they're not trying to give it up, man. We literally got buyers at 246 flat, like a heavy order. We just need the selling pressure to push down there. But I think the fear is that if we get to 246, this thing could fall a little bit lower. Let's wait. I honestly just need to wait. Just sometimes, I like speed. I don't like when it plays around like this. Because I always think to myself, somebody with deep pockets could go ahead and change the whole trajectory of the trade. It was hard for me to say that word. Yeah, we're holding on to 246 for some odd reason. I don't know why. But then there's resistance right here. We're trending. If we see the 2-minute chart, just look at the trend. We're trending downwards. But I'm looking for speed, like a speed candle. Something similar to this one. Because like I said, markets sell off fast, but they go up slow. At times they sell off slow. It's not like a black and white thing. Where it's just like, oh, like every time it sells off, it goes fast. Sometimes when it sells off, it goes slow. But most cases, it goes fast. Yeah, strong seller came, but then, yeah, man, this shit is holding. Wow. I think this candle is going to beat this red candle. I think this white candle is going to outbeat this red candle. Because the fact that we couldn't get through 246.21, we got to 246.28. Yeah, it's not looking the best for a continuation on the short side. I see the sellers, but I guess the buyers just don't care. Yeah, just look at that. That's a solid push, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably get out this trade. Yeah, look at that. I should have got out right here. But I'm not gonna know that. I'm not gonna know that something like this is gonna happen. Selling off again. Man, this thing can really play with your emotions if you let it. But we double bottomed here. So what are the odds? What are the odds that we go ahead and continue to drop in price? The odds is not really in our favor. You know what's funny is that the SPY just sold off too. Okay, based on this setup, we might get a continuation. So think about it like this. If you were a buyer, would you be happy right now? Probably not. Probably not. But if you were a buyer here, you might think of a good risk to reward because we're holding. Oh man, let's get it. Oh, Josh, I asked, man, please. I hate asking for it. If you could just go ahead and like the video, I would totally appreciate that. Just trying to go ahead and get more people on the stream if possible. You know. This is a position I'm probably just gonna have to hold. Crazy is that the when things stay like this, it's probably gonna drop a great amount. So I got to be mindful of how many contracts I'm trying to go ahead and sell. Cause you see how we're stagnant right here, and we're still trading under this support area. This thing could literally take a like a shit. It could take a big drop, and I would love it. I would love for that to happen. But at the same time, we're holding. You know what I mean? So it's just like, still trying to be conscious. There we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's push it. Let's get through it. 246 and a quarter is not that deep. $246 and a quarter. You could break 246 and a quarter. It should break it fairly soon. Like within the next 2 minutes, we should be able to break this thing. We've tested it 3 times. There we go. 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 All right. There we go. I gotta hold it a little bit longer though. Sell 2. All right. 2 is already out the door. 2 contracts is out the door. We're back at 188. Nice. Nice. I have to look at this options chart. I have to take it to up here at least a little bit. We could sell 1. Let me see. Are we getting close? What's my target up here? 592. I gotta wait till we get to $6. At least $6 on that. But there's a level there. Remember that on the 30-minute chart, right? Remember that? It's moving average. It's right there. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna be that greedy. Come on. Let me take. Oh, you're not letting me out now. Great. I don't want to sell at the bid. I want to sell at the ask price. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's forcing me to sell at the bid. Yeah, today's just not the day, guys. It's not the day. I was looking for something nice. I probably get a continuation move right here, but I'm gonna place this stop, and it seems like I'm gonna end the day right where I started at 190. So that's cool. I'm not gonna force it. Not gonna force it. Maybe this one contract could print me an extra $100, but I'm not gonna force this trade because on the 30-minute chart, this 50-day, that is what's holding the price. That's why it's important to look at different time frames. I was looking for a deeper move, and I might still get it, but I'm gonna have to take it for what it is. $245 flat as a target. I may be able to add for the break of this candle because this looks like a good continuation. But if I add, that's gonna change my average cost. But this thing should be able to get to $6. I'm going to add. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. I like how the 2-minute chart is setting up for a continuation. Yeah, yeah. Amazon has been a bit iffy. So nonetheless, I'm gonna leave it as it is. I'm not gonna force it. I'm at to 190 close profit for today. I'm gonna let this one contract go ahead and do its thing. I'm not gonna be foolish. I do want to add, but Amazon's just not giving me what I want in terms of a nice flow continuation wise. We did get to the 245. We even got more than what I asked for because I said 245.90. We got to 245.40 as a low. I think we can break 245. It's starting to show that we could possibly get a little bit lower. So can I add? Can I? Can I add? Yes, no, maybe. I feel like I can, but it's not about what I feel. It's about what I'm seeing. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to let this one contract go ahead and do its thing, man. I can't. I would like to add to try to make some more, but I made a good amount already. I'm right back. Like I said, I'm right back to where I started. Around $200 and change. I'm probably gonna have to take it for what it is. I would. I see the ad, but kind of don't at the same time because I don't want to ruin the profit that I just freaking got. Let's see. Because we got a new 5-minute candle coming in the next 1 minute. So I feel like that would be a gamble for me to go ahead and add right here. Yeah, that would be a gamble. All right. I'm about to hop off, but let's see what happens in the next 50 seconds and go from there. Okay. Okay, we getting something. All right. Yeah. 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 We got that push already. You see, it's at $5.14. I'm trying to take this to $6. If we're looking at the options chart. Yeah, I'm calling it. I don't think this thing is gonna do what I want it to do. Nah, I'm at it. Yeah, I added. For sure, I added. Because I think now we could get to 244. Like 244 is not far away at this point. I gotta take this option. Once we get to $6, I'm gonna go ahead and peace off. Because we're at 5.95. So the goal is to take it to 6. It's just sometimes opportunities are like right there in your face, bro. Like they're right there in your face, and you gotta take it. Gotta take it. Come on, like you just got to. Like 244 is right around the corner, and then we could probably get deeper into 244. Okay, starting to come back up. That's why I said Amazon is just it's not doing it today. It's not moving with flow. It's moving. It's just not moving with a good flow. There should be no reason we can't move further down to 244 at this point. But you know what? I'm not even gonna stress myself out about the trade. Yeah. I'm about to get ready to get all out of this position. Because now this thing is probably going to take some profit back. Because we got to 245.12. So I guess 244 was a stretch. Yeah, you see that candle on the 2 minute? That was a strong candle. Yeah, buy, sell, buy. Yeah, I'm giving back some profit now. Maybe I got a little greedy. Yeah, because 245.12, damn, that's trash. That's so trash. Uh, yeah, so they're probably gonna hold 246 right now. Probably gonna hold that price. I should not have added. We might test 245 again. The real target is 243. I don't know if I quite trust it to get to 243. But that was the real target, though. It wasn't 245. 245 was the take profit area. Yeah, look at that. All right, we got another 2-minute candle and another 5-minute. Wow, that was all at the same time. I would love to see a continuation on the downside from this point. The pattern looks nice, but there is a turnaround factor at this point. Yeah, we're holding. Yep, we're holding. A reversal is probably going to come. Yeah, we're kind of stagnant right here on the order book. Sellers are definitely still in play. Price is dropping slightly on the order book. Just slightly, not by much. Yeah, it's like every time we dip down a little bit, the buyers keep coming back. Yeah, that's why I wasn't too confident in this trade to begin with. I wasn't confident in the ad. I was confident in the trade for the most part. I just wasn't confident in that ad that I just did. I just saw 245. I'm like, okay, so we should be able to get to 244. But nope. Seems like we're getting a reversal. Let's see. Let's see. Price is dropping. Yeah. Keep bidding this thing back up. All right. I'm going to get all out in about now. Yeah, I'm all out. Closing out the day, 136. I'll take it. Today is it's not the best day for continuations. This was a trash move. This move was just trash. Just completely trash. My mistake was adding. I shouldn't have added. I should not have added. Because we got to five. If you look at the options chart, we got to $5.95. I was trying to take it to like $6, maybe even $6.14, $15. That would have given me $100 on that trade. So that was my mistake. I should not have added. But nonetheless, we come out green. A base hit. It's a base hit. It's a Friday. A lot took place this week. That's cool. That's cool. All right. Man, I'm off the stream, brother. I'm off the stream. I'll see you on Monday. I'll be back on Monday. We go ahead and get after it again. Enjoy. Have a great weekend. Go ahead and stay off the charts. Relax. Enjoy the weekend. Happy Halloween. Peace and love, man. Out.